Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, to any of the subscribers. So quick update. I think if my calculations are correct, I've recorded a few videos ahead, so you're seeing videos a couple of weeks behind I make them. So if my calculations are correct, it's nearly Christmas, so I hope everyone has a nice Christmas, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the channel in the new year. Hope everyone sticks around. So, a couple of quick updates. I've been treating the ulcer on this fish. As you can see, I've just treated it now. Oh, I hope it focuses. There we go. I've been treating it, and it's not getting worse. I've noticed the redness has gone down. It's going like a pinky white, which is a good sign. It means there's healing going on. So I'm happy with that. I was worried about that fish. Obviously, you worry about all your fish, don't you? I like to keep an eye on them constantly, especially I've only just got these fish, so I'm kind of quarantining them at the moment still. So it's not getting worse, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, I've cleaned the glass on the tanks, so it's looking better. But it's going mad with diatoms at the moment, which diatoms are a good thing as far as I'm concerned. It says the tank cycling to me. I've said it in previous videos, I don't just see the ammonia being converted through nitrite and nitrate as cycled, because obviously we get algae blooms after that, and sometimes bacterial blooms depending what goes on in the aquarium. And I see going through the diatom brown algae, and then sometimes you get like cloudy green water or cloudy white water, which is usually a bacterial bloom, and then you'll start getting like a hair or spot algae on the glass, like a green algae. And once that's sort of going, and then maybe the plants will kick in, start growing and start consuming those things. There's little bits of growth on this. I love this. It's just, for me, this is better than the Fluval FX6 for your water quality. I mean, bit of a controversial topic. I'd like to discuss stuff like that in the future though, things that I think are overkill for the hobby and stuff that we actually need and don't need. In my opinion, people have different opinions. Yeah, so that's where I like, that's when all this happens, that's when I feel like the tank's really established. And then I tend to take more of a back step then, but I like to keep large water changes up. I just think keeping those nitrates right down, using plants, water changes, that to me is better than filtration, like what we get sold as filtration. We need to do this, we need to do that. And I've noticed a fad lately that companies are doing where they're telling us we need to dose bacteria in our tanks. I'm not a firm believer in that, personally. I'd like someone to tell me what the benefits are of continually dosing bacteria, because as far as I'm concerned, your bacteria grows. Our limiting factor is usually nitrobacter, which takes a few days to double, whereas like the initial one to know the bacteria that converts ammonia into nitrite, there's nitrobacter, nitrospira, I think, and there's about 5. So these companies won't tell us what bacteria we're actually dosing, but they tell us we need to dose after every water change, even though we've got an established colony of bacteria. So do we really need to be dosing more bacteria? I don't know. I'd like them to tell me why I need to dose it. For 30 years didn't need to dose it, and all of a sudden I do. Bit of a strange one to me. Clean the glass on this so we can see it. Got a new plant. It's something I've wanted for a long time. This channel seems to be a lot of, there's my finger, it's dirty today because I've been in work. I'm in work most days. I have a really busy schedule, but you building the dream, aren't we? Yeah, of course. So it's looking good. Diatoms, it's dying off. What it'll do is hopefully it'll melt back and then it'll grow again. There's me Amazon sword. Thought it was a jar fern. I've glued the jar fern on there, and then I've with the Anubius on there. I don't think I'd shown you on them in the last video. Starting to get new growth on this. This pond basket was at the back of here. Obviously I haven't done this yet, and I'm itching to get this done. I am really itching to get this done. I want to split the fish up, although according to me, I've been testing for nitrates regularly, and according to the test kits I don't massively need to, because they're still quite low, and plus I'm doing large water changes, and as far as I'm concerned, large water changes tend to solve most problems in the hobby. So I've been looking at equipment as well, because I want to get the quality of the videos better. I'd like to set up something where I can record better. I'd like better quality video footage. I mean, I've got some stunning fish here, although they're only, I think, 3 to 4 months old. When I spoke to Andy Green from Star Fisheries, when I bought them, they were 3 months. I think that was about a month ago now. So they should be like 4 months now. So in Japanese terms, they're tosai. And then, you know, so they're still young, still growing quickly. Let's give them some food. There we go. I'm feeding some brine shrimp with nom. Yes. So it's a bit of, how do I explain it? So I've set up the channel. I was in a bit of a pickle, because I thought, do I get the good quality footage first and then set up the channel, or but I thought, no, I don't want to do that, because what I wanted to do is document everything from the start. Because for me, being able to document my journey so I can look back on it is just as important as getting subscribers and views and stuff like that. No disrespect to anyone, but that's, you know, my intention is to document the journey so I can enjoy it as much as you guys as well. Another reason why I set the channel up is because I'd like to I find the aquarium hobby's a bit of a lonely hobby at times. Sometimes you don't get to meet other aquarists, and then sometimes when you meet them, they tell you everything you're doing is wrong, and then you ask them to show you their tank and they can't. So bear that in mind, guys. When someone gives you advice, ask them to show you their tank when you're doing everything wrong, because sometimes, you know, it's not the best advice off the best of people sometimes. And that's one thing I learned along the way. I actually learned that off a guy who does bonsai, who, when he was arguing, he's got phenomenal trees, and then he'd get people complaining, telling him he's doing things wrong, and then he'd be like, well, show me your trees. And the guy's trees are amazing. They're like the quality of professional bonsai artist trees. So I realised from him that, you know, to say, well, how good are you before you start giving me advice? I've got to a point in the hobby where I think everyone's got a different philosophy, and as long as, you know, your fish are surviving long term and they're doing well, they're not just surviving, they're thriving, then you're achieving what you want to do. You know, I haven't really paid attention to these fish, because I got everything together quickly, and I just kind of went into autopilot mode with them. And when I come in here and actually spend a bit of time with them, I'm like, wow, these are amazing fish. And another fish I've had my eye on lately is waking. Have a look at them, guys. And according to me stats, there isn't many people here left, but have a look at waking and goldfish. They're like I'm looking at the Sarasa ones that are like Sarasa Commons, but with twin tails, like the Ranchu, and I think they look absolutely amazing. And now I've got an itch to get some of them. I don't think the timing's right. I think I need to spend a bit more time getting things set up, but eventually I'd like to get them. There's a couple of shows and stuff coming up I'm gonna really endeavour to get to. I'd like to do some footage of that, but again, I'd like a better camera before I do stuff like that. His tail's looking a bit black. I'm gonna look at that. That might be... There shouldn't be ammonia in the water, but that tells me there's ammonia burn. But I've kept my eye on the, maybe something's happened, so I'll check that anyway. But there isn't any other signs of ammonia really, so, but it's best to be safe than sorry. Yeah, so moving forward, I'd like to make, you know, some better quality footage, better audio. What I might do is set up a camera and record, and then sit down and edit the video footage I want to show and use my microphone to talk, and so it's really good quality. I'd like to get some, what are they called, the screen things as well. Well, there's some green algae on there, which I'm a fan of green. That's hair algae. I don't know whether you can see that, but it's just, I'll try and get my finger in, just there. It'd be cool to get that and grow it across the glass at the back. There's different types of goldfish tanks. Obviously there's planted tanks, they have bare bottoms, cleaner than mine obviously, and they just call them air tanks. Looks like the fish are floating in air, and that looks really cool. And then they grow carpets of algae, which is really good for the fish because the fish can graze on it. Also, I think it looks pretty cool, and algae is such an underrated thing in the hobby. Yeah, so looking forward for the next couple of maybe month. I think there's an open day that I want to try and get to, but I've seen it on Practical Fish Keeping magazine, but I don't know whether it was last year because it didn't have a date on it. So I'm gonna, if it's on, it's in a couple of weeks. I'd like to try and get down there and get some footage. Also, I've got an Instagram page that I set up a few years ago that's got quite a few followers. I'd like to try and merge that with this, because it documents my journey before with discus, frontosa, other cichlids, planted tanks. I tried the wall stab method. If anyone doesn't know what that is, it's about dirt and planted tanks. So the plants grow in dirt under a cap substrate, and I find that philosophy really fascinating. The fact that eventually you don't have to do water changes because the plants, you don't even need a filter because the plants are doing everything. And that's another thing that the companies wouldn't want you to know. But anyway guys, that's a quick update. Let me know what fish you are keeping, if anyone fancies leaving us a comment. I see there's views and comments and stuff coming up, but there isn't really much interaction with people, and I know people are returning because it says on my thing, so I'd like to really get to know the people who are watching my videos and see what they're interested in, stuff like that, you know, because I don't want this to be a one-way street where I'm putting videos out and people, you know, I want people to interact with me. So anyway, that's a quick update guys. I hope everyone's well. Take care and I'll see you soon.